Hey everybody, welcome to my live. Today's live is all about Mini-CEX and Pathway 6. I will be adding Dr. Sailaja to this chat. Hi everybody, today's live is about Pathway 6 and Mini-CEX. We have Dr. Sailaja here who has passed her Mini-CEX through Pathway 6. It's a pathway for Caribbean students and those who have an attempt in USMLE Step 2 CS. So I'll just add Dr. Sailaja. Okay. So how are you guys doing? Hello. So I think Dr. Sailaja has joined. Let me invite her. Dr. Sailaja, you will have to accept the request. Hi. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How about you?
Great. So happy to
Yeah,
have you here, and thank you
yeah,
for agreeing to share your journey. A lot of
yeah.
people
I'm happy to
who
be
have
here
worked.
as well. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry for interrupting you.
Oh, no problem. So, Dr. Sailaja here has passed her Mini-CEX from her
Yeah,
home country, and she's here to share her story of how she navigated through Pathway 6 and where is she, what she's doing right now. So,
yeah,
tell us about a little bit about yourself and introduction.
yeah. I am Dr. Sailaja Sanikomu. I'm from India as such. I am very close to getting ECFMG certified. I am scheduled for OET right now. I'll be certified by April mid like that. And my med school, I had a little bit of gap, like probably 2 to 3 years. I had some personal obstacles that I couldn't enter into the USMLE race. And then from 3 years, I have been vigorously in the race, finishing my licensing exams, rotations, research projects, and recently Mini-CEX as well. So yeah, Pathway 6 and Mini-CEX has been like it's kind of like a enchanted way, like kind of like it's not much navigated. So everybody is like because we didn't expect that they would put the same thing again for coming 2 to 3 years. So we just thought it's for one cycle. So right now it's kind of like everybody is like Pathway 6 people are like, and people also don't know who is going to fall into Pathway 6, because last year what happened is like people who didn't think that they will fall into Pathway 6, like who didn't even have CS attempt, also fell into Pathway 6. So you never know, and you might suddenly realize when they release the pathways that you belong to Pathway 6. So it's kind of like a very non-navigated place. So I'm here like because I'm kind of like I did it, so I can talk a little bit about it, because there is very less written about it or talked about it.
Okay. So let's talk about ECFMG certification and pathways. What is ECFMG certification?
So like I think from the year 2020 the CS has been cancelled. So the certification right now is including step 1, CK, and any of the pathways. But all pathway people have to take OET, occupational English test. So pathway 1 people should have a unrestricted license in their country without supervision, that they hold it. So those people will come under pathway 1, and they have to take a occupational English test, and they should have the this medical license, something from the state license also, that they have to upload. And pathway 2 is like who don't currently hold any license, but they have finished a standardized exam, like a standardized OSCE in Canada, or a lab related standardized OSCE that they have finished. So they come under pathway 2. And pathway 3 is like a medical school accredited by agency recognized by World Federation for Medical Education, WFME. Any medical school will fall into that. They will come under pathway 3. And pathway 4 is medical school accredited by agency that has revised a determination of comparability by National Committee on Foreign Medical Education and Accreditation, NCFEMA. And pathway 5 is medical school issues degree jointly with the US medical school accredited by Laotian Community on Medical Education, LCME. So 3, 4, 5 and all is like you have to belong to a medical school where it is accredited by the following following organizations above. So mostly people go for either one, they fall into either one, or they go to two, because either they take the Canadian OSCE or they take a PLAB related OSCE, or if they don't fill into both and any of the three above, they go into pathway 6, because pathway 6 is like either you have like a CS failure or you don't fit into any of these 5 categories. Then you go into pathway 6 as such. And pathway 6 has 2 components, mini clinical skills evaluation exercise and occupational English test, which everyone has to write, all pathway people. So this is pathway 6.
Okay, that's great. So there was a lot of discussion around pathway 6 that, oh, it's a red flag if we have a pathway 6.
Yeah,
but I think many from your experience, you might have friends who are in pathway 6 that are not that do not have a CS attempt, and they still have pathway 6. So pathway 6 would not be a red flag.
Yeah, so I would like to talk a little bit about pathway 6 as such. All Caribbean Med students took pathway 6, but none of them were CS failures. They were like a recent, like final year students. So basically what happened is that their school didn't fall into any of the categories. And so those students, what they did is like they took mini clinical skills evaluation examination by the school arranged physicians for them, and they finished it like the final OSCE. And those students have been doing really well with the interviews, and they have very good chunk of interviews, and some of them are yet to be ECFMG certified. My close friend is yet to be ECFMG certified weeks from now. She had good chunk of interviews. So you might say this is for Caribbean students, but anyone who are not Caribbean also, who is like a pathway 6, if they have a CS failure as well. But CS is gone in 2020 March. It's like almost 2 years. I'm not saying that it's still not relevant. It could be there in your transcript, but what have you done in these 2 years? How did you improve in your STEP scores? What did you do? Any research projects did you do? Any tele rotations, normal rotations? Or what is the work you are doing? Or have you been involved in any USMLE groups, and how discussions, or how you have been networking, connecting with people? Anything you keep doing to get ahead in the USMLE journey, even a single person, talking to a single person about USMLE, about a test discussion, or like a little bit anything following, or it will just show that you have been interested, you are taking a step ahead. And also I would like to say, like, worrying doesn't help, because you are already almost, people would have done with step 1 and CK, and they are in the very last stages of their certification, because you are already in the race. Worrying doesn't help. You have to do whatever you can, whatever is in your hands. That's it. You have to move forward. That's just how it is. And if you keep going, at some point you would definitely hit that success block, and you might do better than you anticipated, right? If you keep continuing.
That's a really great advice. So at this moment, I would like to tell my audience, if you have any questions for Dr. Sailaja, there's a question bubble on the right. Just click on it and drop your questions. In the meantime, I would like to take the next question. What is Mini-CEX?
So Mini-CEX is like, it is a very similar to clinical skills exam previously that they administered, but only thing is like, it doesn't have standardized patients, and it doesn't have like a clinical setting like it was like that in US. Like US had like 6 centers where there's a clinical setting that you are being monitored, and you act you ask certain questions to the patient, to the acting patient, standardized patient, physical examination, then the patient note you will write. So here there is no patient note. They don't ask you as such a patient note. So here you have 6 cases. Previously it was 12 cases in the clinical skills exam. So here you have 6 cases, and you can pick each physician can take 2 cases from you. Like 6 physician can take, or each physician can take two cases per physician. And the physician can be a specialist as well. People will have this doubt as well: is the physician nephrologist? Can I get it done from them? Or if the physician is a neurosurgeon, can I get it done from them? But as long as this case falls into like a general surgery, internal medicine, pediatrics, OGYN, like the usual kind of cases you see in CK or a clinical exam, like at a medical school graduate level, even if it's a specialist examining, doing an evaluation, is still allowed. Because for me, I did 2 cases with my nephrology head of the department. A renal failure case due to diabetes, and renal failure case due to long-standing high blood pressure, but both were accepted because they will come under internal medicine cases as well. So you don't have to worry that if you take it from you can take it from a specialist. That's what I meant to say. And most likely, but prefer to take 2 internal medicine and 2 pediatrics, and the other 2 could be 2 OGYN, or 1 OGYN, 1 surgery, or any of the specialists that you are very favorable with or you like. And I would say like and again the question comes is like, can we take it from a home country? I would say it's a blessing to be able to take it from country finally, because you can cut the costs, like not except from paying for the exam. So to enroll in the pathway, you have to pay $900. So it will allow you to, because first of all, the ECFMG pathways itself will show like which pathway you will fit in. And once you know which pathway you fit in, you pay for the pathway. This pathway costs around $900. It costed me, but I think from coming cycle, it will be costing $925. And $925, it will have both the sets, like OET set and also Mini-CEX. So there you will have a dashboard where you can upload each physician name and then their email ID. And each physician can evaluate you within 15 days. Like they can accept it, and within those 15 days that they have to evaluate you, and they have to send the grading to the ECFMG website. Because once they accept it, they'll be given a link in the email. They have to make their own account, where in the dashboard that they will grade you, that the grading will be given like in certain parts, like how did this student perform here, how did student this perform here, in the history how did they perform, in the physical examination how did they fill all these components. So it is very structured, it's very, very structured, and they will keep like, okay, they did this, okay, ticket. So that's how they give the grading. It's not like in like open air, it's kind of like very structured. So that is one aspect of it. And what else, did I leave anything? So yeah, so what are the components of it? So basically it consists of like you will have 3 components: medical school student beginning clinical training level 1, 2, 3, medical school graduate 4, 5, 6, and experienced doctor or practitioner physician 7, 8, 9. So usually Indian graduates, whoever finished internship, would fall in the either 6 or 7 range or 8 range, depending on how they perform the OSCE. Because Indian students have a very extensive OSCE clinical examination that it goes very deep in detail. So it is very easily Indian students, like any like Pakistani, Southeast Asian students, because I don't know how Middle Eastern students are. But as far as I know, Southeast Asian students can score 7 and 8 easily, because medical school graduate is like a final year student who is learning clinical skills and all of that. We will be above that, because assuming most of them have been like just finished internship or graduated. So 7-8 is not like 7-8 easily, like, because obviously we are trained such way, like we are trained very extensively in the clinical skills. So don't feel bad, or don't feel like am I given too much or something like that. You deserve it. So
Okay, so I have a relevant question. Someone asked, should we take Mini-CEX from our med school? And what if I'm a graduate? Can I still
yeah.
take from med school?
I took it from my university. I'm a little bit, I graduated out of my university, and then I was like, how would my professors would receive me? They received me very warmly, and they said, once you are our student, you will be student with us forever. And they gave me the choice to pick the cases from the inpatient OPD, and they were very patient to evaluate me, to give me time in their hectic schedule. So I would advise you to take it from your med school, because your med school, especially from your med school head of the department of the respective pediatrics, internal medicine, OBGYN or surgery, because they are the ones who will send you your med school performance evaluation and SLOE format as well. So it gives you a lot of authenticity that you didn't rig the system, because none of our HODs will give us a grading just like that unless we perform.
Right.
Because they will be really strict with us. And even if you are a graduate, I'm sure, because I am a graduate, when I went back, they were very, very warm. Like, they really received me warmly. Once I said, just let us know when you are coming, we will take care of everything, whatever you ask for. So most likely for almost all the medical students, because Indian professors take their teaching profession really serious, and they take it's something like a very, like a very sacred thing. So you shouldn't be worried about it.
Okay.
So they didn't even take anything from me. Even when I tried to give them sweets or anything, they were like, no, this is our duty. Like, because I passed out, right? Because if the existing student means the school will pay them for evaluating them. But even so, they were like, no, this is our duty. So I would say prefer to take it from your medical school than from someone else outside a private practice or not, because they are not even in the academic setting. It is always better to take it from someone who is in academic setting, because they would have seen a lot of students. They know what to expect. They know how much time to spend. They know which case to give you. They know how to evaluate you properly. And also they know how to grade you properly when they see it in the website as well. So if it is somebody in a private practice seeing a lot of patients, not that I am being salty, or it is just that they are not teaching students actively. They are actively seeing patients, so they will not be well versed with it, and they will not know how to grade them or what are the questions they would want to ask them. So it would be always better, because these academic people know where to stress, where not to stress, what questions they have to ask, how much time they have to spend. So these are all things they have been doing it from so many years. It would be cakewalk for them, and it would be easy for you as well. But if you take it from a private physician, it would be complicated to both of you involved, leaving a lot of confusion. And I would just say that only in worst case scenario you can take that option, but usually I would say, like, take it from your medical school head of the departments or associate professors, because they will be like, they will not give you just the grading, and they will make you do the most difficult case, and it's good, I feel.
Oh, that's correct. When I reached out to my head of department for a letter of recommendation, he was very warm to me, and he received me very well. He remembered me, and
yeah, it feels great, no, because this is so many thousands of students, and they still remember us, and they warmly wish that you should be successful and all of that. It feels really good, that like our professors still remember us. Like, it is something, like, it really made me happy, because my immediately I caught COVID after that, because there were thousands of patients in my hospital. My hospital is like a very busy place, and I didn't care about anything. The only thing was like, I have to do this, finish this. So I was seeing a lot of patients. So after that, my professor called me multiple times to make sure it doesn't matter whether you pass or not, or what happens to you, you have to be alive. You can just continue your USMLE journey 1 year or 2 years. Like, I'm really worried about your health. So Dr. Ravi sir, nephrologist, I'm really thankful to you that you really cared about a lot about me. Even Dr. Bharat sir, pediatrics, and Dr. Suresh sir, internal medicine. So they all waited for me. They had like a final year exam students. OSCE was going on. They kept it a little bit aside 1 hour to take for me because I traveled for 4 hours, 5 hours. And so they were very generous. Like, I'm very thankful that I have such a wonderful professors.
Wow. So, to all those who are new here, I would like to share that we are talking about Pathway 6.
Yeah.
And Pathway 6 involves students who do not fit into Pathway 1 to 5
Yeah.
of the ECFMG certification. So, Dr.
Yeah.
Sailaja here uh, cleared her Mini-CEX exam from her home country, and she's now sharing a little bit about the process that goes into it. So you
Yeah.
were talking to us about how the Mini-CEX process is. Would you like to
Yeah.
continue?
Yeah. So the components of it as well, I want to talk a little bit of components and where you want to study, like resources, like where you want to study the resources and the components of it also a little bit. I'll go detail into it. So first component is medical interviewing skills. So expectation at the level of medical school graduate, meaning they are saying that that you have to perform like 4, 5, 6 level to even pass, like to even review and complete the Mini-CEX. Below that, it's not completed. So you have to put a goal of performing above medical school graduate, meaning 7, 8, 9. So facilitates accurate collection of the patient history, effectively uses question and direction to obtain, like basically a logical approach, like your questions are relevant and not like open-ended, not like like you are leading them you are leading them, but also patient enough that what they want to talk about, and much more organized and in a stepwise fashion and accurate, and also be empathetic. Don't forget, you have to be empathetic through all the process, like either history, physical examination, and also while counseling the patient, a little bit of counseling at the end. Professionalism and communication skills, like how how much respect you're showing, how much compassion and empathy, and non-verbal cues, like when they are like a little bit uncomfortable, or like they are in a little bit pain, you have to understand, like you don't want to push it more, or you don't want to push them more to talk about it. Only when they come forward, or give them a little bit of water, or if they are talking about the difficult aspects of their personal life, give them a choice and chance, like to come on their own, like a little bit of space for them, not to be like rushing through that you are finishing it, not caring about their feelings or what they are comfortable with. That is very important, because this is something even my professors observed, and they were like little bit like surprised. And I was like, I did rotations and little bit of like research in US, and so I kind of like, it became like a very ingrained in me. Like usually what happens is, like in India, we would just go ahead, like we will be running short of time because we have a lot of patients to see in a day, that we have no time to care about their feelings, or like are they uncomfortable like that. But I was like, slowly, it was very unconscious, I didn't even think about it, but they really picked it up, like they really picked it up, and they were surprised, like this is the difference from seeing us while you were student here and you're coming from outside. So that is one thing you have to pay attention. And physical examination also same. The relevant physical examination you have to do, like let us say if it's a chest pain case, that you would examine the lungs and cardiovascular system, respiratory system, and the relevant like neck and oral and pulses, and then heart sounds and all these things. So you have to, it's all like the technical aspects of it is written in the first aid CS. So you have to learn for a particular system what and all you have to examine. You have to learn that thoroughly, so it goes in a very smooth fashion on the day of your exam. So you are not like thinking through or wasting a lot of time, or putting a patient and your evaluator in like a lot of time taking, means it takes away their patience, and they'll be like really irritated. So basically follows the efficient and logical sequence. And it focuses mainly on the patient problem, and also sensitive to patient's modesty, because especially female patients, or if they have pain, you have to be really careful that you are not pressing on that area more, or ask their permission, and then and then proceed forward. If they are like in a lot of pain also, you have to ask, you don't want to press that area more, you have to respect them. So that is what, and at the end you will have a after you finish all these things, you will have a discussion on what do you think the diagnosis, what do you think the differential diagnosis, what are the tests you want to do, how would you want to approach this case, what else you want to do, and little bit a deeper discussion, because Indian OSCE, our professors will expect a little bit deeper, like as we have in final. So, and it's not wrong, we have to perform as per the our professors' expectations. Delve a little bit deeper than it is in first aid CS, because anyway, when you go to get evaluated by them, like what would be the cases in OPD or inpatient. So they would ask you to select, and so you go through them and you select a particular case. Make sure you read a good chunk of it, a little bit deeper into it, so that while discussing also you don't disappoint them, you can answer really well. So I would say that. And for the resource, I used first aid CS, and also I did see little bit of Indian clinical exam textbooks, and also little bit delved deeper into the case discussion as well. But anyways, the CK and then USMLE notes itself will help you to read about it. Like, you don't have to read from anywhere outside. The notes you have written yourself for your USMLE exams would be more than enough when they ask questions deeper. So
that's true. First Aid Step to CS is one of the books that I really like, because they taught
it's
a
very
practical approach to, it's very clear.
It's very clear. Everything is clearly, neatly given. Just 1 week before the exam, even if you spend 2 to 3 hours every day, you go through it. So you know it, like, okay, this and all I have to do. And let them know, like, before you, 1 month before, when you will be coming. It's always better. Let them know that you would be coming, if they are free, what time they would be convenient. And they will tell you the certain timing, and then 1 week before let them know that you would be coming a particular day. Go 1 day before, so that you see the cases what they are. So if you go on the day of the exam, because you would have been traveling, if it's not in the same city, you will be tired. And also, like, it's an exhausting exam, because there will be 6 cases. So sometimes some professors would like to take a very detailed, and it might take a really longer, because the viva would take longer. So I would say go a day before, have a good night's sleep, and go in the morning, like, with fresh air. And you might finish in 1 day or 2 days. The thing I would say is, like, then and there, the same day, make sure that you get the grading as well. When you finish, once you finish, immediately get the grading, because if you leave, the professors might be busy, because they have their own things to do. They have to see patients, they have to teach students, so they will become really busy. So it's always better, while you are there, your grading is done. Not that you have to know what you have been graded, but they complete it, and then you eventually you will receive an email that it's been complete and reviewed. That, like, it would be better while you are doing it in person.
Okay. So at this point, I want to know, did you have to share any material to the physicians, because they won't be familiar with the Mini-CEX process, and how does SLOE format come into play? Can you tell a little bit more about that?
Oh, the SLOE format, you mean? Yeah, the SLOE format, actually, that also I came to know from my group members only, because last year it was like on fire. So I think the SLOE format is more like, usually it's much better than LORs. I think in LORs it's kind of like you keep writing this student is this. But in the SLOE format, from what I have seen, is like, it's like a grading. Like, here just now I shared the grading, right? I'll just I'm like, I forgot to take this thing, but it was like every step was grading. Like, how was this student while rotating? How did they receive are they attentive, or they compassionate with the patient? Like that, there was certain amount of grading, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that, in the SLOE format. So what we understood is, like, when the discussion with the members is like, this is more like a standardized grading, you know, for a letter of recommendation also, because these the ones who are taking the interviews or the programs will not have time. So when they go through this slow format, so they know like, okay, this patient, there is a like a numerical grading, you know, so they can like, okay, below this, below the certain amount of, okay, these people got this, means they would have done that. So that's how we understood. It's kind of like new in the market, but many of my, like especially these American medical students were telling it is much better than a normal letter of recommendation, the one which we write in paras, right? So that's what they were telling. So with my physicians, what they did was like, they will get a confirmation email. So they have to make an account with the ECFMG in the physician portal. They will have a separate physician portal. So in the physician portal, they have to upload their state medical licenses where they are practicing. They have to upload it. After they upload it, then they will be given this evaluation, like they can evaluate you. Like only then they have to upload their credentials as well. And then this system accepts them. Okay, you can evaluate this student. So that is also there. So after that, in the dashboard, they will get okay, history, did they do this history, is it logical? So is it like a medical school is it like a medical student, or is it like a graduate level, or is it like experience? So the grading, like, is it like a logical stepwise fashion, like that they keep asking. So they will have to put just the like, okay, this, they did this, okay, we give this rating, we give this rating. So every component they have to give, like that they have to give grading for 4 components. So after that, it becomes a cumulative. They say like for Indians, like last year, one of my senior was telling, Dr. Harsh Patil was telling, Indian physicians, like we are all graduates, right? Our scoring will be 7, 8, like it will be 6 and above, always 7 and 8. 9 is like too perfect, that can't be true. But 7 and 8, 7, 7, 7 in 3 components, and 8 in 1 component, like depending on. So they told like so he told like, so anything above 7, 8, we will get a good scoring. We don't have to worry, but we just have to perform well according to the resources we have and according to the expectations physicians have. And also, if it is not good, also they will let us know beforehand as well. We will have a chance for improvement as well, because it's our university professors, so they would let us know.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's great. So once you share all these information, they would be familiar with the format, and they grade you. And do they have to upload a letter of recommendation, or is it you have to grade on computer?
Yeah, they have to grade on the computer. The grading also, as I told you, the format will come. They just have to keep ticking the format on how we perform, and they don't have to upload the LOR. LOR like is a different, like while ARAS and all you have to do, but here LOR is not needed. And each physician will do like you have 2 individual cases, right? Each physician can take 2 individual cases, right? So same procedure they will do. And it will take hardly 10 to 15 minutes for them to finish it off. And they will ask them feedback. Did the system allow them to go about it seamlessly? Because I think they were improving the system as well. Probably they were thinking that we would like to continue it like in coming cycles or something. I don't know. So my physicians did tell me like the ECFMG was asking the feedback how it is. Like, is this did it make it easier for them to navigate through?
No, nice. So once their credentials are verified, the physician's credentials, how long does it take? Like how long does it take for them to
Immediately they will you just upload their email and name. Immediately they will get it. The moment they upload their credentials, they will be accepted like immediately. Like it will be really fast. You don't have to wait. But once you pay for the pathway to open and all of that, will take 4 to 5 days or minimum 3 to 4 days. It won't take really longer. It will be really fast.
Okay.
And once
someone has only 3 physicians are enough for Mini-CEX?
You can go for 6 physicians as well, right? Each physician different one as well, but usually people take 3 physicians because it's less hassle, right? So two cases you can finish with 1 physician. So it so the thing is like it is less it's hassle free. If you have to find 6 different physicians, 6 different cases and all of that, finding 3 physicians is much easier, and that too specifically head of the department. But you can go for each case, you can go for specifically 1 physician as well, no problem, if you have the access.
Okay.
If you have the access, there is no problem with that at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were saying the timeline from the pathway, when the pathway opens to the Mini-CEX, how long does it take?
Yeah, I would say I think this year they are going to open it by April 30th. I think the Pathway 6 also they'll open it really fast. Last year they opened it by August mid or something, but this year they will open it with other pathways same time. I would say it like get it done ASAP immediately once it opens, like during April May timing, so that you won't be like in a hurry when it is approaching September October time, when you are like when you're going for match cycle, entering into the match cycle, because because it's a smaller steps, but once these steps are done you will feel more confident as well. Because see, giving exam is just in your hands, you book it, you are ready for it. But for Mini-CEX is like the physicians also have to be free and available, because they themselves are busy people, so you cannot expect them like whenever you are free, okay, you are free like that. So you better arrange it like in beforehand, you get it done like once immediately the pathway opens, you get it done. You don't have to worry about it, because you have a lot of things to coordinate, because it's them accepting and then them grading also. Sometimes if they at all forget grading that particular day, and if it crosses 15 days, you have to start the process all over again. And I would think like the moment it comes out, you get done with it, you take that off from your checklist would be best, I feel. Both OET and mini clinical skills evaluation.
Okay. So the physician portal, is it open along with it? It opens along with the pathway, or it opens earlier?
I think it opens along with the pathway. Like no. Like they cannot. Actually, only when you give their email ID and their name, only then they will get a link to their email. Only then they can create an account in the physician portal. Only when you put their name in the pathway 6 in your account.
Okay.
So I think so the physician portal is going to be available only when the new pathway opens.
Okay, understood.
So mostly also the deadline will be till December 15th, something like that. Usually last year also till December 15th. So just better get it done the moment it opens. Getting it done would be always better. There will be less, it will be less hassle free, and you will also be less worried or stressed about it, in my opinion. Because that's what they did. MedFox website was like very helpful. Like last year, I was also very clueless, because their physicians, see, they were like all students have to give mini-CEX on mini clinical skills evaluation only, right? So they were the ones first released there, what to be done, what not to be done, what is the deadline, how to do it. I think it was their second video. It was very, very helpful. Thank you so much, Dr. Nader Hassan of the MedFox founder. So it was very helpful to navigate through. And Pathway 6 group as well. It was the admin was Dr. Harsh Patel. So it was also very helpful. Okay, what to expect, what to study from, because it was kind of like a lot confusing. A lot of things were not given very clearly. Last year it was ambiguous, but we hope this year they give it more clearly. I would advise you guys to check MedFox, their second video on pathways, Mini-CEX specifically. There was a webinar on that. It was very helpful. But I think this would also be helpful once we leave the recording one. And
yeah, definitely. Yeah. So any last thoughts to anyone who is applying through Pathway 6?
Just get it the moment it opens, get done with it. it's because a lot of things are involved. It's not just you going to prometric and giving the exam. It's not just you deciding it, and it's not like dates are open all the time. It is like the physicians have to be a little bit free, and also sometimes they will have a difficult time navigating through this physician portal and all of that, because that is not their job. Their job is seeing patients or like teaching their students. The system is different, so sometimes it may take time, and by the time you might have left, and then you have to keep calling them. So like it's like you don't want to irritate them or anything like that. So I would say, like, sometimes there will be glitches in the this what to say, like they might not understand, like, no, it would be difficult. The system is still like navigating through for them because it's new, so they might make little bit mistakes also. So it's always better, like, so there you might lose 3 or 4 to 5 days like that. So it's always better you get it done the moment it opens. You get it done, because you will have 4 to 5 months ahead. So even mistake happens, you have time on your hands, so you don't have to be like running, but you can do things like slowly, not to worry about. So get it done immediately once it opens. And also one more thing I would like to say is, like, not just the CS failure. Last time it happened even for the IMGs outside of the Caribbean islands. Some of them were not, like, they didn't have a CS attempt, or they didn't even book for the CS. They were like pushed to Pathway 6 and they didn't know. They were calling ECFMG and ECFMG also didn't know. So don't be surprised if you end up in Pathway 6. We still don't know. So what I'm trying to say is, like, it's not kind of a red flag. Different, like, we don't know on what basis they are. Some students have been ending up in Pathway 6. Some students graduated and they had an unrestricted license, also ended up in Pathway 6. So what happens is, like, so you don't have to just get done with it. If it is showing me Pathway 6, take a mini clinical evaluation exam ASAP and OET ASAP. Don't be fighting for why I am in Pathway 6 and calling ECFMG. Once you are in a Pathway 6, you are in it. You have to accept it. The faster you accept it, the better it is that you can do something about it.
Yeah, that's correct. That's awesome.
Because it's not going to change. How many times you call them, they're going to tell the same thing. So,
but were they responsive during the process?
Taking a lot of time. They were taking a lot of time. Actually, I think they were very busy also. So I would say, like, it's very self-explanatory in the pathway itself. Actually, it's not ECFMG, it is actually case manager. So you will have to, any queries you will have to email to case manager. It's a casemanager.org. It is given in the pathway itself. So it's a separate entity that is handling this pathways, Pathway 6 or other pathways. But you cannot call them, you can only email them. So you better get it done as early as possible, and also not to worry, like, okay, I have to take Mini-CEX, I have to take Pathway 6, or just do whatever is in your hands, not to worry about it, like, I am here, I don't know why I'm here, like that. Worrying doesn't help, basically. That's what I want to say.
Okay.
I just did whatever for me, in my case, always, anytime in my life, this is how I do things. Like, I have to do something, I don't question it, I just do it. Like, it's always better, because you keep fighting it, it won't. You have to do it at some part of your life, so you just accept it and do it.
That's awesome. Dr. Sailaja, it was very good to have you here. Everybody, if you have any questions related to Mini-CEX or pathways, and Dr. Sailaja is here to help you. She even has a lot of groups, and she's very responsive always.
Talk a little bit about my groups. A little bit, like little bit about my groups. I'm very thankful to my groups. My CK group, my step 3 group, my advanced mastering, and the Telegram group. We have Telegram group around 1300 members, and then the WhatsApp groups we have around like 750 members. I'm very less on Facebook and Instagram. You hardly see me there. Mostly you see me in my groups discussing all the time. My group members have taught me a lot, and they have been scoring really well. It's we are very happy that everyone is showing like a lot of result for them. They take it like a real classes. They come every day and they do discussions, and they share like how they were scoring and they show the success rate and all. It's really very happy, like very happy. It's like a community. And also we have like an online Zoom library where people come and do a silent study like that, and lot of intellectual discussion going on, lot of discussions going on. And also we are trying to add them with pay them with the research projects or tele rotations or rotations. So it's kind of like a package we are trying to do. And a few of them are in this match cycle waiting for the results, and many more of them are about to enter. So best wishes to all. I am definitely a good chunk of them are going to match. And yeah, so we will be debating having our own Facebook pages and Instagram pages from now onwards, because we have like a solid results are coming up. So it's high time that we have our own presence in the Facebook and Instagram as well. Not just WhatsApp and Telegram anymore. We need a bigger platform.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I wish you all the best. And
Yeah.
guys, if you have any questions related to Mini-CEX, pathways, anything, reach out to Dr. Sailaja here on Instagram. Follow her for more tips on Mini-CEX. And we'll see you soon.
Yeah. So I would be leaving my links also, my group links, and regarding CK and step 3 as well. And most likely probably I might take my students, my members live who have been scoring well, their tips and all also I might be taking soon. But haven't planned anything, but a lot of things on my mind. Let's hope like things go really well. Yeah.
Okay. It was great to talk to you, Dr. Sailaja.
Yeah, same. It was very it just went in a flow, like very happy, like yeah. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank you so much. You too.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye.